Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of After Boom. I'm here today again with Ron Humphreys, and he is going to talk to us about the Social Actions and Missions Ministry and their new focal point on hunger and food insecurities. Good afternoon, Ron. Why is it that this ministry now has put the hunger and food insecurities at the forefront of what they're doing?
Okay, well, thanks, Russ. Thanks for letting me talk a little bit this afternoon. I've been involved with the Mission and Social Action Committee for about 3 years now, and how I got involved with it was a suggestion that I made after the first spring fling I attended, that we had an opportunity, I thought, to do something special at that fundraiser to recognize somebody in the Coachella Valley who was working in the area of community justice. Mm-hmm. So I presented the idea, it was accepted, and we've been moving ahead with that. This will be our third annual Community Justice Award. But working in social action, I felt, gosh, what else could I be doing? What else could the social actions, part of missions and social action, be doing? So last spring I met with the leadership group mm-hmm. and discussed ideas of what more I could bring to this effort. And we tossed around several ideas, and we had Bloom has already been actively involved in the sandwich ministry on Monday and in the food bank. And hunger has been an interest of mine since college days, when I took a geography class and learned about world hunger mm-hmm. from a really excellent professor. So I felt, maybe thinking about it over the summer and talking some with the moderator, John, that perhaps this would be an area that we could spend some priority time this year focusing on, and that's how it generated.
Wow, that's excellent. Yeah, I think it's wonderful that this is expanding like that. In that, we're going beyond just making the sandwiches, but serving the lunch as well. Mm-hmm. And for that, it feels like we're going deeper into the ministry that that was originally started. And taking it, kicking it into high gear.
Right. Well, when I got back this fall from my summer home in Montana, I began looking for what I call the low-hanging fruit. Mm-hmm. And it appeared to me that we really didn't have to reinvent the wheel. Yeah. There's already a lot of excellent food programs going on in the Coachella Valley and here, particularly in Palm Springs. So I went looking for that low-hanging fruit, and I decided that the well in the desert it probably was an area that we could focus some energy. So right away in November, I got solicited volunteers to help with the Wells Thanksgiving dinner, their community dinner. And we had 9 volunteers. We served about 350 people. Mm-hmm. And then at Christmas, we organized, and we had 11 folks from Bloom show up. There's a lot of volunteers there. And they served over 1,500 folks. So we have begun those 2 programs, and then we decided, okay, what else is Well doing that we could help them with? And they have a hot lunch program. They call it Dine and Dash. Mm-hmm. They serve it Monday through Friday, 2 days at the First Baptist Church in North Palm Springs.
Do you have an address for that?
It's 588 Rosa Parks.
Okay.
And we go out there at 10:30, and the lunches start at 11. We serve till 1 o'clock.
Awesome.
But it's a great opportunity for us to interact with people who are literally living on the streets, homeless folks, working poor people, and we've met some wonderful people, heard their stories, and really, they're for the grace of God go I.
Yeah.
See folks that had no idea they'd wind up in the situation they're in.
Yeah. And food is one of those things that is an incredible human connector. when we are sharing food, when we are serving others, or when we are enjoying food with others, we tend to have conversations, and that's how we connect.
We do. One of the other neat thing about the lunch program out there is that they bring some of the sandwiches that we make earlier at 9 o'clock at their facility on Indian Canyon. So the people who we serve lunch to can actually then get one or two of those sack lunches to take with them. So we're seeing, cool. And like I mentioned before, is that we've made about 500,000 sandwiches since 2005.
Yeah, I know that it's just, that number is just staggering and stunning and all, just incredible. But that's what you can do with a good ministry and dedicated people to that ministry. And sandwiches is one of those things that's changed over the years as far as the faces of it and the people that are involved. And it's nice that you're able to build upon that. What have you done so far with this part of the ministry?
Well, like I mentioned, we've done the 2 holiday dinners, and we have started this ministry with the hot lunch program. We have just recently completed a food resource survey where we asked people to tell us about where they think the best opportunities for Bloom folks to get food. So I'm putting together a resource guide right now, and I hope to distribute within the next 2 weeks. I just mentioned one thing that I came across with the Mizell Senior Center. Of course, they have a lunch program too. You register and you pay $3 for seniors, but they also have Meals on Wheels. And Shelley Somerville in our church is very involved with Mizell, program administrator, and she's helps coordinate the Meals on Wheels. Here's a perfect opportunity for Bloom members when they're sick, when they've had surgeries, when maybe they're shut in for a while. Mizell can provide them Meals on Wheels. I think so here's the kind of opportunities we want to identify in this resource guide for our own congregation.
Yeah.
So looking ahead, a couple of other ideas have surfaced. We need some time and a little leadership to have them accomplished, but one idea is to have a Bloom community garden. We have that community garden behind the Demuth Community Center. That is a possibility for us to acquire some space there. We have a couple of master gardeners. Maybe they'd be interested in helping us put that together. So that's something where we could provide some groceries for ourselves.
And here's a thought. Maybe even some groceries for some of the banks.
That'd be food banks, you bet. One other idea that came out of the survey was the idea of having a once a month food bank for Bloom. We have folks in our congregation that could use a little help.
Exactly.
So I'm going to explore the Find Food Bank, who basically supplies the food for all of the food pantries and programs around the valley, and see what it would take for us to get involved in that. So those are a couple of things I'm looking forward to, and I'm always open for new ideas. We'll be leaving sometime in April, and I'm hoping that the things we've started here will continue to go while we're gone this summer.
Yeah, it would be nice to see the things that are started now continued throughout the summer, to have someone pick up the reins. And I think probably someone will. There are always people at Bloom that are willing to participate. And it sounds like there are a lot of great plans for this ministry in the future. And there's a lot of great opportunity for this just to expand and expand and expand. And
I hope so, Russ. I think we've gained some traction this year so far, and I hope we can continue to build on our successes like the sandwich ministry.
Yeah, and it's wonderful, and it's sad that we have these ministries, because it means there's such a great need for this. And that indicates that people aren't being fed, people are going hungry. And that's the sad part of it. But the wonderful part about it is that we have people within Bloom and elsewhere that address these needs. And that's where the social action gets put into mission. And it's a wonderful thing.
Thanks, Russ.
And I thank you, and you know, we all thank you for taking the lead on this and having an idea that could be expanded upon and made into something real that helps.
Good.
And
Well, you know, I think that we all would like to serve people, and that's just because I'm retired, I'm getting older, doesn't mean I can't continue to work for justice in society.
Exactly. And that's something we all need to do. And, you know, I come to this point where I strive to, as I say, live it like Jesus did. You know, what you have, you share with others. You work for justice for others. You work to make sure that the hungry are fed, and all the things that Jesus did. And we're not always going to get it right, but if we can get it right a good percentage of the time, then I think it's a life well spent.
I agree, and I think we've made a lot of headway already.
Exactly. Well, Ron, I thank you for being with us today here on After Bloom, and you know, we'll be down to help pass out, hand out lunches and be a part of that, and make sandwiches. I've done that before. I'll do it again, and I'm looking forward to participating. And now I'm sure there'll be a lot of other bloomers who will be looking forward to participate in some of these ministries as well. What is that address again for the lunches?
It's 588 Rosa Parks. It's the First Baptist Church on Rosa Parks.
Okay.
In North Palm Springs.
And that's in North Palm Springs. Thank you for being here, Ron, and thank you for joining us on another episode of After Bloom. And until next time, God bless and take care. And remember, if you can't be with us in person on Sundays, please be with us in spirit. Keep us in your prayers, and we will keep you in ours. Take care. God bless.